Hello. My name is Franklin Howard, presenting to you on the topic cloud computing fundamentals and security implication. So this date is the 9 month, the 11th day of 2024. Introduction. The purpose of the presentation to inform senior management about acquiring the fundamental knowledge of cloud computing and resolving security issues amid cloud migration. The scope is to identify and prioritize the fundamentals of cloud computing and its security issues as it relates to the cloud migration. Remember, this presentation will avoid creating the state of panic. What is cloud computing? As you can see over here, cloud compute uh, or the cloud refers to the internet and the computing resources it provides, including servers, storage, database, networking, software, and analysis. Users don't need to have their own physical hardware on site. A shared pool of adjustable resources is made available on demand and allowing for flexibility, scalability, and cost saving. Then we ask the question why companies are migrating to the cloud. Very important question. Businesses are moving their operations to the cloud because of what the cloud offers, right? It offers several advantages such as lower cost, more scalability, better performance, more security, and the flexibility to accommodate current demands like remote work, innovations, and business community and continuity. I'm sorry. Uh, we let us look at this. We got the types of cloud computing service modules. Very important. We got to understand what the type of modules are the cloud is providing for us. We have software as a service refers to the practice to provide of providing programs like Dropbox, emails for users to use over the internet. We also have platform as a service. This platform as a service gives users the access to systems that let them build, deploy, and administer app. And Google search engine is a perfect and a unique example for for this service. Let us look at uh, visualized computer resources uh, are made available across the internet through infrastructure as a service. So all of the resources on the internet, you have to use infrastructure as a service to get them over there. We can look at Amazon Web Services, AWS for short. It provides Elastic Compute Cloud, right? The Elastic Compute Cloud, that which we refer to as EC2, is one of the effective tools that AWS can boast of today. Desktop as a service, it refers to the virtual desktop environment that are hosted in the cloud. There are also platforms for visualization, and those are key things that we have to pay attention to. With visualization, a single physical server can host numerous virtual computers, increasing the server efficiency and adaptability. As you can see in the picture below, you find out that OS to app applications and all of that, the physical server are listed down here. But this server can only be implemented through what we call tools. Hypervisor is one of the tools. VirtualBox is also tools. VMware is also tools. So these tools can be used to implement visualization. We got concern about security, include data migration integrations across the visual environments and the isolation of visual computer. People are concerned where will you be hosting our data, how the server is run. So yeah, are some modules for deployments. We got private cloud refers to as computing environment that is accessible only by the single company. That is for private cloud. We also have cloud computing in the public setting, allowing numerous users to have access to the same set of resources over a shared network. We got cloud computing that combines public and private clouds, which is known as hybrid cloud. Very, very much effective. You have to deal with the public and the private, both of them combined, and we better call them a hybrid cloud. The term community cloud, right? Community cloud, right here. It refers to the shared database and that multiple companies use, but for the same purpose, right? So if you look at the diagram here, you see we got AWS, we got the GCP, Azure, and the list is on. So let us look at some of the services in the cloud and on-premise premise assets, right? We say yeah, as some comparison we have because we have to compare and contract. These things are very important. What can provide what? We got control. Who have more control over the system? When we talk about on-prem, we talk about hard control, right? You have access to your devices and all of that. And when we talk about the cloud environment, we talk about low access. You don't have full access. You have your access is lower. You don't have access to your server. You don't have access to the different cablings and routers that have to get the entire infrastructure working. So, but what you need to do, needs. Let us look at the needs. Network. The cloud in the cloud environment, you need how computing or how network, right? Internet, strong internet availability is required. You cannot run a cloud environment without a strong internet. Without strong internet. So internet is one of the key components that we have to take keynote when we talk about cloud. Um, Data visualization is important. We want to know how our data is being stored. We comparing on-prem and how our data is managed within a cloud environment. These are things that are very much important. The security aspect of this is more important. Everything data is like a gold in our world today. So when we talk about data, we talk about how we can secure it. Cloud security risks include unauthorized access to sensitive information, account hacking. People hack accounts, or insecure APIs, right? APIs, the application, the web services that we use, right? We talk about insider threats. Somebody's working in your company and they are vulnerable. They don't take care of the different tools they use, the internet they use, and all of that. How people can penetrate. That's why we refer to as insider threat. That's one thing we have to pay attention to. How we can counter or measure these things by provisioning firewall frequency upgrades. You have to upgrade your system all of the time. Your application needs to be upgraded. um, Multi-factor authentication. Hey, multi-factor authentication, I like it personally because before you break through my system, before you get access to my password, you have to there's an alert have to come to my phone. So multi-factor authentication is one key implementation. And then we got strong encryption, encrypt every data, every single data. You have to encrypt it. Is it in the end exposure, greater risks because of public access, right? Public accessing anything has a greater risk, which of course I agree, which can be reduced through strong policy. The policy, who have access to your service and all of that is very, very much important. Issues like privacy and law, right? Data privacy regulations such as the GDPR and the HIPAA comes into play. Compliance related data sovereignty. The location of the data storage is important. Where we store our data is very important within the cloud environment. And we want to know. We want to know why we're storing our data, where we want to store our data. These compliance, we have to meet up with it, right? Legal matters agreement with vendors and vendor responsibility, as well as right to access the data. Hey, vendor have the right to access the data. They have their own responsibilities so that they can secure the data, right? So these are things that we have to legalize. When we talk about legal matters, these are things that our mind run to. Storage, cloud-based storage option. There are a lot of options. Everybody will be concerned. Where are this storing my data? These are things that make sense. So the cloud environment is providing three major storage. As we can see, we got the block storage, we got the object, and the file storage. These are different storages that are very much relevant for us to understand what the cloud is providing. We also have we also have data encryption. Data encryptions and access management are two security concerns. How are we going to encrypt our data? Who's going to access our data? These are two major concerns when we talk about the cloud environment. So, service oriented architecture. That is SOA. I just like it. What is service oriented architecture? SOA. It is the process of integrating services to create more intricate, intricate workflow. I'm sorry. So, what does it say? It gave us the ability for the applications to understand the workflow, for us to understand the workflow. What are the process? If we hit the APIs, what's the next flow? What are we going to access? When we want to access our data, what do we do? How do we get to the internet? So if you watch over here, you see in the diagram right here, you see we got a laptop, we got a desktop, we got the smartphone and all of that. These are the flow of how we're gonna get to the cloud, right? And we talk about implementing secure communication between various services to a key component of the service oriented architecture, right? Implementing secure communication. You have to understand, you have to get a secure route of communication. How these applications that is being hosted in the cloud, how can we get them to implement what we want, the different taxes? How can they communicate to give us a better result? These are things that are very, very much relevant for us to understand. In conclusion, cloud computing provide a robust, adaptable, inexpensive means by which enterprises may control and expand their operations. Today, every organization looking for a better way, more efficiency, less expensive. So these things, the cloud environment provision it. We got organization can get more agility, better performance, lower cost, and more scalability by moving their operation to the cloud. Just as I was saying. We also have a wide range of deployment types, including private, public, hybrid, community cloud, each with its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Yes, that's why you have to read. That's why we're going through this presentation right now to understand the advantages and the disadvantages and the varieties of services modules, including software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and desktop as a service all work together to meet a unique requirement of various businesses. These are important points that we need to take into consideration in order to migrate our entire infrastructure to the cloud. Thank you for listening. My name is Franklin Howard. Bye bye.